What's poppin', y'all? This is Deidre with One Shot Game, man. You already know how the motto go. You get one shot at life, but a lifetime to learn all the game you need to help improve your life. The choice is yours on which route you choose to take. Now, as I always say, you get two choices. The ability to faithfully settle in the life that has been set out for you, or the ability to pave a path towards your destiny. That choice is also up to you. So before I get into the title of my video, I want to say a big shout out to all my supporters. You guys are great, and even the ones behind the scenes, I see y'all too. Hey, listen, let me tell you something. I just decided to get out to record this video so I could drop it for y'all tomorrow, because of course it's June 29th, which is a real one birthday. You know what I'm saying? But on the backside of that, it is hot as hell outside. You know what I'm saying? If you have not worked on healing, somebody say something, do something wrong to you, you is gonna pop off and, you feel me, jump everybody. That be the main reason, you feel me, the elements of life can have you act in a certain type of way. So be mindful that if you got a short temper and you still mad, maybe it's best you stay under some AC. Do not take yourself outside, and do not encourage your cousin with that damn gun to go outside. You feel me? Because it really ain't like that. But again, to mix it on the flip side, I think it's now a time where the people who are filled with love, joy, and peace are outside, even when it's hot. But listen, this is too hot for me. I just decided to, you know what I'm saying, bring this recording to y'all, because I'm going to do it as a special and just let y'all know it's really hot outside. So again, the title of this video is going to be on the fact that I think a lot of people are not aware of how their energetic frequency offsets the course and the balance of the world. You know what I'm saying? And I say this to say, like, as long as you have a frequency that aligns with the energy that has been placed on the planet, you will be undetected. You know what I'm saying? Now, again, there are people behind the scenes that we never see that run a lot of this world. You know what I'm saying? And they monitor you by connecting where you work, where you live at, everything that has been connected to your name, right? But when you have a type of psychosis episode where you kind of are stuck in between realms and worlds, you tend to have an energy imbalance that offsets the frequency of the world, right? So because oftentimes it is confusing to people who don't understand, because there's no logical evidence tied to it, now you become a test subject that wants to control you. You know what I'm saying? To see what is it that makes your energy raise the frequency in life to be able to change the course of the energy that's been on the planet. You know what I'm saying? Because people have to realize and be understanding of the fact a lot of the energy in the world for a very long time, I say for years and years and years, has been very masculine. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people have been in this dark, angry, mad, upset type of energy that has been ruling the planet. And so oftentimes, to stay away from that, a lot of people just use surface level things to be able to curb the fact that they really are dark spirits. You know what I'm saying? They really are not people that are genuinely happy from the inside out. So as more money as I have, the more things I have, I can pretend as if life is going good. You know what I'm saying? But understanding and being mindful that my body is a vessel that is energetically used to be able to shift certain things in the planet. So because a lot of this world has been ruled by masculine male energy, you have to think that these males are often, a lot of them, very powerful as well. So in order to shy away from, you know what I'm saying, being able to have to go within, it's much easier to control the world in where we use outside worldly things to be attached to, and we attach to people that also have that, you know what I'm saying, internal energy, which oftentimes is women. You know what I'm saying? So listen, this is not to discredit a healthy male, but to the unhealthy males that still got their panties on, they feel as if women who are stepping into their divine feminine are a threat to everything they know. Because you have to think, men who walk around with their panties on, they need the attention, they need the love, because they're not happy within themselves. So if they see a woman that's getting it and he can't get in her drawers, he instantly becomes, you know what I'm saying, affected by that. Now again, I am a type of person that I just don't swing that way. That's not for me. So because of that, I am, you know what I'm saying, highly appreciative of the males that see me for who I am, which means I can tell by their energy they have no intention of trying to get in my pants. They just naturally see me for who I am, and that's the greatest feeling in the world. Now, when it comes to a woman that got her energy up, it might be a whole different story. But again, you know what I'm saying? Knowing and understanding that when you have this type of imbalance in your life where you have released a block, you offset your energy. It'll be a main event in your life that you went through or that you're tired of going through that'll offset your energy. And when it does that, you alert the CIA, the FBI to your energy, which is a frequency in the planet that is different from the way we've controlled everybody to be in the world. You know what I'm saying? And they're going to disrupt and wake up something if we do not contain them. You know what I'm saying? So now that we are aware of their mental psychosis, which is not a mental health disease, it's just them waking up to their frequency. You know what I'm saying? Now we have to do everything in life that we know stems from their background and their history to keep them in a box so that they don't continue to grow. Because if they get close enough to discovering who they are, you know what I'm saying, it will oftentimes wake everybody else up to be able to notice and realize who they are. And no one is exempt. You know what I'm saying? It's just that there were very strong, powerful males in the world that used their energy of force and fear to make sure that the ones that didn't operate off of that weren't feeling safe enough to be able to release their energy into the world. You know what I'm saying? So oftentimes when we feel like that, we feel as if we need a protector, right? Which a lot of women, you know what I'm saying, run to men to feel as if they're the protection. But I'm here to wake y'all up to help y'all realize, like, if the shoe fit, wear it. If it's not for you, don't, you feel me, make it for you. But a lot of men also have issues in their life that they don't know how to handle. So if you run to a toxic male, now y'all just two toxic people together. That's really not protection. You know what I'm saying? Because he's going to use his protection in a form of force and fear. But if it's a new type of energy on the planet that is mental, he can't do nothing with that. You know what I'm saying? Because his war he's going to be fighting is mentally in his head. And if he's still disturbed by some of the things he went through in his life, he's not going to be able to help you fight that battle. You know what I'm saying? It's going to have to be one that you fight consistently on your own. So understanding and being mindful that I didn't get it at first, but now that I'm open and aware to me having to be able to be on my own, to figure out who I am, to be able to process, you know what I'm saying, the energies I was facing, because I was a catalyst to energies, meaning I had the energy that can disrupt the balance in the world, but because it was so shaded by masculine male energy coming from males and women, I oftentimes fit in the same category as them, so that people weren't able to see me because I was cloaked by people that were, you know what I'm saying, in their masculine energy. You know what I'm saying? So I was never seen for who I was. So I take it as being able to discover myself means that everybody I was connected to, we were supposed to be connected together, but they had to separate as well to be able to figure out themselves. Otherwise, my energy would cloak the things that you need to see. You know what I'm saying? So understanding and becoming aware of the fact that there are a lot of people that, you know what I'm saying, protect you spiritually as well as physically. You may not be talking to them right now. You may not be around them right now. But again, the closest way to be able to align their frequency is for them to have to do the work on their own. Because if they come around me with toxic energy that I've evolved myself out of, you know what I'm saying, that is very detrimental to my health. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't be able to be around that for too long before it disrupts my imbalance. So I have to be mindful and understanding of knowing when I need to disconnect. Now, again, knowing and understanding how valuable a person's energetic frequency is. If you want to align with that person in their energy, that means you would have to consistently doing the work. And trust me, I don't have to be around you to know if you're doing the work or not. You know what I'm saying? But trust and believe that if you feel as if you're missing something in your life and you want to be, you know what I'm saying, close or have it how it used to be, you have to do the work. I now understand why I'm exactly where I'm supposed to be, is where I was raised, is because I'm not a threat. You know what I'm saying? I'm not no one's enemy. What I am is the catalyst to raise people out of their vibration, but I'm not the catalyst to dump on, to use. You're going to have to do the work on your own. You know what I'm saying? And when you get to a space where you want to do the work completely, then there's no telling, you know what I'm saying, if we run into each other or we see each other or we're meant to be. You know what I'm saying? Straight like that. But realizing and knowing that the new energy on the planet means that the people who were born with that energy had to wake up to who they were. Because if they continue to stay around people that didn't allow them to break out of the box, then they would never realize who they were, and the energy on the planet will remain the same. You know what I'm saying? And then oftentimes there is one person that is the strongest, you know what I'm saying, that's able to uplift and hold everybody up. Now, that person oftentimes doesn't see competition, doesn't see it as a race, is just the strongest to be able to take on, you feel me, the darkness of the dark energy. But then there are people that instantly have not done the work and see that person as competition because they're still struggling in some areas. You know what I'm saying? If you have been convinced that you get your power from money and looking good, you feel me, while I'm trying to make sure my daughter don't be a hoe, we're not on the same page. You know what I'm saying? Understanding and realizing I'm going to speak the truth. Oftentimes people are restricted by the confines of their lineage to be able to say what I'm saying because they're afraid in some way. I'm not. You know what I'm saying? Again, understanding and being mindful, I'm not a threat to you. But knowing and realizing I'm going to tell you the truth. If I'm with you and you focused on getting an outfit and some lashes, but your kids keep telling you they hungry, you know what I'm saying? Don't get mad when I make you pull up to a McDonald's or somewhere where we can get these kids fed. And then you pretend like I heard them, I know what they want. Well, why you didn't get them fed? The more happy energy that consistently balance out the planet, the easier it is for us to be able to have peace in our life, as well as be able to have the things that accommodate that lifestyle. But if you put money first before the well-being of yourself and your offspring, you also affect the people that are in your lineage. That's why a lot of times when you have an elder tell you about somebody you with and how they're not healthy for the family, oftentimes they know what they're talking about, but on a spiritual level. And since we don't understand that, we have no idea what they're talking about. But if you bring a person who hasn't done the work into your vessel, you automatically take their energy and infect it to the whole lineage. So now your whole lineage is also using the energy that you've attracted, especially if you've been the one that has been X'd out, you feel me, oftentimes cut off, looked at being different because they were aware and they knew that you held the power as far as energy. So whatever you attracted to you affected everybody in the family. You feel me? So you have to be understanding and mindful of that currently, because now it's sensitive more than ever. Because there are people who their vessel is split in between realms. They piece the realms together between spirituality and, you feel me, the human world. That is why oftentimes you'll see a lot of people, or you'll hear a lot of people say be safe, because people out in the world that are hell-bent on negative energy know that if they take you out the game, you automatically close off the gap between the realms and how they balance together. You know what I'm saying? But being mindful and understanding that being smart, not being gullible, not being easily accessible keeps you safe. You know what I'm saying? And then oftentimes you have to think that when a person, say, pertainly, mainly a male, gets in a certain type of energy where he's able to attract attention and money, he starts to think he's invincible. So he puts himself in situations with people as if he can't be touched. And oftentimes that what leads to, you know what I'm saying, these people dying and getting killed. You know what I'm saying? But as a feminine woman, I'm well aware that I have a child that I have to be here for. Not only that, I'm a very valuable asset to my family. So I have to be smart and realize I can't just be putting myself in dangerous situations. Meaning I'm not going to be anywhere under the influence. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to be in, you ain't going to catch me outside at nighttime. You feel me? You're not going to catch me in no dangerous situations with people that going to pop off, because, again, something my mama always told me, bullets have no name. So because of that, and that energy being so powerful on the planet now, it is very understanding that you do whatever is necessary to keep yourself in alignment. Anyone that is constantly feeling as if you're the target, you feel me, because they feel as if once you left their life, everything fell apart, means they're not doing the work. and they're focusing on you too much, and they need to focus on themselves. So when they do the work, they'll start to align themselves with you as well, and therefore that'll alleviate the competition, that'll alleviate the battle, that'll alleviate the envy, the jealousy, and you'll start to realize how this person is also an asset to waking us up to our energetic frequency, so that we can be able to have peace established with generational wealth and being okay in the world, to where we don't have to suffer from lack, you know what I'm saying, and poverty. You feel me? But a lot of people were misunderstood of what true authentic energy is. You know what I'm saying? And if you are living life as a human in the world, let me explain something to you. This masculine energy goes back decades, and it starts from a masculine male who probably got hurt and used his power for evil. He died, he passed it to his children. They died, they passed it to their children. So the energy was still frequent on the planet. So again, if you're in a period of your life where you're facing battles and they seem too hard, the only way that you can truly align is you have to be strong and fight it. You know what I'm saying? Listen, I was around some very strong, powerful people. Don't run to the drugs. Don't run to the bottle. Don't run to sex. Don't run to the fast money. I promise you, because that is not the mental battle we fighting right now. You got to remember, that has always been on the planet. You feel me? We already know how to do that. What we're going into is something completely different, meaning you have to handle the battle mentally and spiritually. Means it doesn't revolve around worldly things we use to give ourselves pleasure. Some days you're going to wake up in a good mood, some days you're not. That's just what comes with it. But I promise, as long as you're fighting in a good, positive energy, at some point when you are ready, you will align your energy with the energy on the planet, and you can be able to grow. And you just never know what will happen. But again, if you're fighting the resistancy to have to heal, because again, having to heal means you have to go through some of the darkest parts of your life. And all the times that you hid them in the closet, you have to go through the onion layers and go back in that closet and heal that. And sometimes that's just too hard for people. They'd rather continue to stay in alignment with the energy that has been on the planet, because they know once they do the healing in themselves, that means it's going to affect everybody else in their family who has to do the healing, and they may not be too welcoming to the idea. So they energetically, you feel me, send attacks to you because of you having to wake up things in them that were dormant. You know what I'm saying? But understanding and realizing that you're not a threat. You're not the opposition. You're not the one that everybody is looking at as the worst one. What's happening is you're actually the exact opposite. You're actually the one that is sensitive to energies, you know what I'm saying, that has succumbed to either substance abuse or being outside and not living the normal life because you are so sensitive. And you know the reality. You might can't explain it, but you can see it. And that's why they casted you out, because you're not functioning normally. But if you go through the war and you heal yourself, you're going to be a great asset to them. I promise you, they'll come back. You feel me? Wanting your help after so long of discrediting you and pushing you to the side. You feel me? So being understanding and aware of the fact that it took me a minute to get here. But now that I'm here and I understand the power that I hold by me getting to know myself, people were energetically pushed away because they were still deep into, you feel me, their current reality. Even though they're like you. You know what I'm saying? They feel energies too. You feel me? It's easier to not have to go heal and just be attracted to worldly things than it is to heal. As whereas with you almost didn't get a choice. You had to be thrown into the fire to heal. You feel me? Because that is your destiny. That is what you're meant to do. You know what I'm saying? So again, understanding and being mindful that if you're focusing on me too much and you're attached to me in some way, you feel me? Meaning we have some type of energetic signature connectedness, you're not doing the work on yourself. And so you're always going to see me as a threat, or you're always going to see me as the one that's against you when I'm not. It's actually the energy that has been surrounding this planet, which is, you feel me, the energy of a mad, angry person who passed that energy down to other human bodies, babies that were born, and they carry the energy frequency on the planet. So what you're fighting is an energy. And once you get to a place in your life where you actually stand up to the things that have been trying to hold you back, that starts to clear away. And you start to understand your place in the world as well as understanding mine. You feel me? Especially when it comes to my culture people. This is actually a message for everybody. But when it comes to my culture, we seem to have the ones with the most, you feel me, damage You know what I'm saying? The ones that can't get along with each other, that's always fighting, that's shooting up the world, that's shooting up the planet. If you start to heal and do the work, you'll start to understand that we are way more powerful together than we are apart. You know what I'm saying? And our energy automatically uplifts the energy of other people. You know what I'm saying? And again, understanding and being mindful that doing the work on your own may seem like you're alone, but you're not, because you carry the history of your ancestors who were just not strong enough to do what you're doing. They got your back, even when it seems like they don't. That's why a lot of us have been through the fire or been through hard situations and still were able to wake up the next day and keep going. You know what I'm saying? But it's stronger when we're in numbers. Meaning all of us are stronger together than we are apart. You know what I'm saying? You never really understand who actually has, you feel me, psychic, physical senses or in touch with their senses until you push away from them. Then you get to see really, you feel me, who has been connected to you and why. You know what I'm saying? Because they also align with your same frequency. It's just they may have some more lessons they have to pass. So they're still in a certain mindset that if you allowed it to get close to you, will be very detrimental to your health. You feel me? I'm in a place in my life where I'm pretty healthy and I would like to stay that way, which means I cannot be around people that energy is off. But again, understanding and realizing, because you may have been in a certain place in your life where you're healing, there are some people that don't want to do the healing. So they're automatically getting the energy frequency to try to do something to offset your energy, to pull you away from, you feel me, the information that you're going to release. You know what I'm saying? Especially coming from me, because I probably say things that people don't want to say or are too afraid to say. But again, there are energies roaming the planet that I haven't come into contact with me every day that want to do everything they can to try to off me. And if they don't, they're trying to mimic and copy, but they're really soulless people who have sold their soul. So they pretend as if they're reading, they pretend as if, you know, they make their bed, they pretend as if, you know, they eat healthy, they take a shower. But it's just so that they can get close to other people that may not have lost their soul, because they're still battling themselves. You feel me? They still run to the alcohol. You feel me? They still run from things that they don't understand. Those are not people on my frequency. I'm not being, you feel me, hateful or spiteful, but it's just, you cannot align with me fully because you're still working on yourself. Doesn't mean I dislike you. Doesn't mean I can't be around you. But I will tell you the truth. You feel me? And help you understand why you keep running to that, even though you know it's not healthy for you. You feel me? And then that causes you not to like me. Oh, well, I don't care. You feel me? Because I had to do the work. And my energy is a balance between worlds. So I'm meant to do that, which oftentimes that scares people too. So they don't want to be around me because they don't want nobody to tell them where they need to elevate because they're comfortable where they're at. And if that's the case, oftentimes those people will have a certain set of circumstances in their life that'll come back to exactly what you said. Not to be mean, but to help you understand that the energy we fighting on this planet means you're going to have to lose some things to be able to grow. It's not me trying to tell you what to do. It's me trying to help you understand I had to go through it too. And if I didn't heal myself and completely heal it, I was going to suffer. And because I love you enough to care about you, I don't want you to suffer. So I'm going to tell you the truth. You feel me? Listen, I'm telling you, I'm not a threat. I'm not here to hurt nobody. You know what I'm saying? I'm not here to be against anyone. I'm here to help people wake up to who they truly are. But oftentimes people see me as a threat because I threaten their ring around their comfortability. You know what I'm saying? And they're not ready. They're scared. You feel me? So they try their best to stay away. Don't say nothing to you because they know that talking to you, coming close to you means they're going to have to open up some things they're not comfortable with. You feel me? And oftentimes people like me are put in situations where we're surrounded by a lot of that. And you may feel like an outcast. You may feel like, you feel me, people don't like you, but it's actually the opposite. But you're doing it in an energetic way where they don't, you feel me, understand the work that needs to be done behind the scenes. All they feel is if they dress the part, they get up, you feel me, and look the part that they're actually doing, because in their mind, they have sold their soul, so they see dollar signs. But to the people who are actually doing the work, they see growth, they see advancement. You know what I'm saying? And they won't be afraid to talk to you because a part of them wants that. but they have to go against the people that taught them what they know, and that sometimes leaves them too afraid. You know what I'm saying? So again, understanding and being mindful of the fact that when you go through a certain set of lessons in your life, it disrupts your energetic frequency, and you'll either be catapulted into a more lifeless vessel. You'll have all certain, you know what I'm saying, health disease problems, and you have to be at the doctor, or you will grow into enlightening your frequency, you know what I'm saying, and you'll grow in who you are, which subconsciously disrupts the energy in the people around you, and people start to grow and elevate. They can't see it, they don't understand it, they're not sure of what's really going on, but they feel like it's you who's doing it, when in reality all you did was elevate your energy so that you can grow. And that is how powerful energy works in the world. But think of, if you feel me, you only sold your soul to run away from your problems, you grow more in darkness, and that darkness grows more on the planet, and it tends to overshadow the ones that move in love because of fear and threatening, you know what I'm saying? But again, I guess I was raised in a family with a grandma who taught me not to be scared. You know what I'm saying? So now it's almost as if I can face the mental battle. My brain is strong enough to face it, and I'm not going to run to anything. But at the same time, I had to be cloaked. I had to be hidden. I could not be revealed too early, because I would have not made it to today. You know what I'm saying? Because there would have been people who would have been trying to off me, because they are aware of the fact that I hold the bridge through between both worlds. You know what I'm saying? Again, there are a lot of people in the world right now that also have that ability, but you were persuaded to not know it. You know what I'm saying? So, confirmation. When you're able to align yourself with me and you don't see me as a threat, and you're able to be normal around me, that means you're doing the work necessary to get to a space where you don't see me as a threat. And that takes over 6,000 years of, you know what I'm saying, unlearning and relearning. So I don't hold it against nobody. I get it. It's pretty hard to unlearn something you've been used to learn something new. But I promise you, I'm not the target. It's everybody in the world who's facing a certain set of energy. And it has nothing to do with no person. It has everything to do with you and how you've been operating in life. And I promise, if you work on doing the healing, you know what I'm saying, life will get easier. But if you keep trying to aim it at somebody and feeling a certain type of way, it's because you're running away from the pain. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what you've been taught to do. And listen, that's the most difficult part. I promise, I was a runner. Listen, let me tell you, a flight risk, baby. I'm going to run from my problems fast. How do you think they got flight risk when you go to jail? Jail, prisons, institutions are just things for people who have thought outside the box, who know how to get around certain things. And in order to not face the fact that they did it, they usually run off to somewhere else. Listen, I used to be a flight risk, baby. I'm not facing nothing. That's too hard. I don't want to deal with it, but I'm not a threat. I'm not a flight risk. So I'm exactly where I need to be, because my energy is also helping other people see that stop running and face it. Once you face it, imagine how much peaceful it will become. I understand it takes you to places that hurt. I understand you have to deal with things that, you know what I'm saying, you don't want to deal with, but that is how you achieve peace. And once you get to a state of peace, everything you want after that falls into place. You feel me? The nails, the eyelashes, the money, the hair, the cars, you feel me? But it's not about that though. You know what I'm saying? That's not what you use to cover up the pain. You know what I'm saying? You have to heal from the inside out. You know what I'm saying? And that's so very important. So once I started to realize that I had to be on my own to do the work, that is why I don't look at anyone as a threat. I really would love, you know what I'm saying, for my people to do the work so that we can come back together. You feel me? It's been long overdue. It's too hot to not have a cookout or something to increase the happy, energetic vibration, because I know a lot of people are going through it right now. But again, if you can't reach out to me or we not supposed to be around each other, it's because you're still working. And that's okay. I can accept that. There's nothing wrong with me being by myself. I'm not lonely. You know what I'm saying? I'm cool. I'm chilling. But again, energy is flows through humans on the planet. So it's not healthy to completely block yourself off from everybody, but at the same time, it's needed until you grow. So listen, when it's time for my people and us to link back up, it'll happen. But again, understanding and being mindful, sometimes people won't do the work and you won't meant to link up with them again. But if that's the case, you feel me, you'll be somewhere else doing the work. But I'm exactly where I need to be, because I felt like at one point my city was the darkest it's ever been. Everybody was miserable and unhappy and just having fun events to mask the fact that we were unhappy. Now, understand what it feels like to truly be happy from the inside out, I think is a beautiful thing. You know what I'm saying? And you just never know. I'm not forcing nothing. I'm not making nothing happen. But I know that in due time, you just never know. People still got to survive. We still got to eat. We still got to make moves. You know what I'm saying? So if it's meant to be, I'll see you somewhere. You feel me? But I'm not a threat to you. You feel me? I'm actually the one thing in the world that's going to wake people up to feeling depressed and sad all the time. And that's just speaking from me doing my own work. I got tired of feeling like that. You feel me? And covering it up with things that didn't really help. I just made it seem like it was. You know what I'm saying? So listen, I can go on and on, but I'm not. You feel me? Please make sure you like, comment, share, and subscribe. And y'all have a blessed, beautiful weekend. You feel me? And understand and know, one foot in front of the other. You can fight this battle. It's not as hard as you think it is. It's only as hard as you make it.